I'm gonna stay out here just a little bit longer because it's another snooze fest inside the courtroom, because in fact the information that they're giving is what we've already heard. Okay, so they have this woman on the stand. Now, Brendan Paul has not testified. They have a woman on the stand named Ananya Sankar. Okay, she's a paralegal and a specialist, and she's basically going over these text messages between KK, information that was basically found on KK, Christina Courtroom's devices. Now, it was some audio, and we've heard it all before. It was Diddy talking to Jane Doe complaining to KK about Diddy being nefarious, and basically saying that, you know, she's tired of being used and all of this stuff. I mean, it's basically the same stuff that we heard a week or so ago, okay? So it's giving snooze fest. But I will say this. Now, this morning, the judge did address the issues that I told you all about as far as it pertains to juror number 6. And juror number 6 is officially stricken, okay? He's gone, he's out of there. Of course, Diddy's team is devastated, they're upset. They don't like it one bit. And also, he denied their motion to have Brianna Bongalon's testimony stricken from the record, because he basically said that, you know, they didn't prove that she gave perjurious testimony, even though they argued that she did. And they said that the prosecution knew or should have known that the statements that she was going to make were in fact not true. Okay, so those two motions were denied. So I guess the mistrial is coming next. Okay, the motion for the mistrial is going to be coming next. But we already know that's going to be stricken too. But again, like I told you guys, this is all just to be put on the record for the appeals process. That's what that's all about, okay? Hey, Miss AP, how you doing? All right, hey, Aquarius MC. So anyway, let me just tell y'all, this made me laugh again, because y'all know I told you all how Diddy was threatening to call the police on Jane Doe. When Diddy called her and was secretly recording her, and then she's talking about she read Cassie's lawsuit and how, you know, everything hit home for her. It was really some of the same things that she had been saying, and Diddy tried to cut her off, of course, because he knows he's recording all of this. And then he starts calling her a scammer, an opportunist, a con artist, and then threatening to call the police. And then she calls KK, and she's like, you know, I never really put you and me and Sean's business. But at the end of the day, he's threatening to expose SEX tapes to my baby daddy, and he's threatening to call the police. Okay, all of these evil-ass bipolar episodes are just too damn much. That's what you said, evil-ass bipolar episodes, and I have to agree. Okay, I have to agree. So anyway, like I said, it's basically the same old, same old. So it's not really a lot of new information. I'm waiting for this witness to get off the stand and see who's coming up next. And hopefully it'll be Brendan Paul. Okay? Hopefully it'll be Brendan Paul. Oh, somebody said demonic. Okay? He was trying to get in front of it. Yes, Miss AP, that's what he was doing. He was trying to do damage control. Okay, he was trying to do damage control, trying to clean everything up, because this was just about 3 days after Cassie's lawsuit. And we already know from listening to Jane Doe's testimony on the stand that she absolutely had some of the same grievances and same complaints that Cassie had. Now, here's the thing. You know, we had like a little debate this morning, because I was saying that, in fact, Jane Doe, I feel that she needed to take some accountability. Okay? That's just the truth of the matter. Now, that doesn't mean that Diddy didn't do nefarious things. I believed her testimony, but the bottom line is, I feel like, and I told you all this, that she needs to own up to the part that she played in her own demise. Okay? She needs to own up to the things that she allowed to happen and allowed herself to be put in that predicament. And then let's not forget that she did a whole nother freak off, and now she's on OnlyFans. What all is she doing on there? I just have several questions. Okay, now, we could say that people are traumatized and suffer from Stockholm Syndrome. I absolutely believe that. I do believe that some of the things that the diddler did has likely caused trauma for more than one person. Okay, for a myriad of people. Let's look at all the money he's stolen. What about all the publishing? Okay, what about all the rents and going upside people's head with bottles? Okay, just all the things that Diddy has done. I mean, it reeks of nefariousness. Now, if we had to just talk about the bad things that Diddy has done versus the good, which one would outweigh the other? I'm going to have to go with the bad. Okay? And then people really get on my nerves when they say, oh, y'all are just trying to bring black men down. At the end of the day, Diddy did a lot of nefarious things to a lot of people, and a lot of those people were people who look like him. Okay? So I'm just saying. Who's on the stand right now? Well, the woman named Ananya Sankard is on the stand. Okay, that's who's on the stand right now. And like I said, they're showing these text messages, playing these audio files that were all supposedly found on Christina Courtroom's, on her devices. And that's why I said we've all heard it before. Okay, we have all heard it before. And there was one text message where Jane Doe was telling Christina Courtroom, she said she didn't want to do any more, hotel nights. Okay, she said she didn't want to do any more hotel nights. She was tired of it. She was sick of it. And then she said basically, she said she just wanted to be with Diddy and wrap up his gift on Friday. Really, really cute. Wrap his gift up really, really nice. And, just spend time with him. She didn't want to be doing these hotel nights or whatever. But we all know that's what Diddy wanted for his birthday. Forget gifts. Okay, his gift was the hotel nights. So anyway, and then Diddy calls her on the audio. He's like, hello, hello. He says, I'm so sorry you feel this way. I just want you to know I can't really talk right now. I can't be on these phones. I'm sorry you feel that way, but this was some kinky-ish that we got into, that we both enjoyed. We both consented. Okay, I'm not even supposed to be talking on this phone. Okay? And then she cuts him off and she says, reading it, the stuff that in Cassie's lawsuits, what she's talking about, she says reading it, it's like word for word. And I just feel sick to my stomach. And then that's when he cut her off and he's like, I need you. I need your friendship right now. Don't send no texts because people be misreading stuff. Okay? And then she's like, I just feel really bad. And he's like, baby, I can't be on these phones. I can't be on these phones like this. My mama walking up on me right now. Please pray for me and I'm going to pray for you. Diddy said it needs prayer, honey. Now, if Diddy needed prayer, I'm just wondering why he didn't call his good friend, the Bishop T.D. Jakes. That's all I'm wondering, okay? I'm just wondering why he didn't call his good friend and pastor, Bishop T.D. Jakes, if he needed prayer. But he was basically telling her to pray for him, and he would pray for her. Imagine the devil that's doing you dirty, causing you grief, harm, trauma, and all of that, and putting knots and welts upside your head, telling you that they're going to pray for you. I would have been like, sir, I don't need you to pray for me. Just stop going upside my head. Just stop plying me full of illegal substances, and so you can get me to do these hotel nights, a.k.a. freak-offs, a.k.a. Wild King nights. All right? Diddy better call Tyrone, okay? At the end of the day, this is all getting real interesting. Like I told you guys this morning, I am absolutely waiting for Brendan Paul to get up there. Now, we already know that Brendan knows where all the bones are buried. Another thing is they brought up Fahim Muhammad again. Now, where is he at? Now, I would love to hear what he has to say. Is he going to be called to testify? Is he going to be called by the defense? I mean, how's this going? Okay, let's not forget about the 198 acres of land he bought out there at the southern border. Okay, I wonder what's all out there. Okay, I wonder if there's anything buried on that land or hidden out there. Now, mind you, this is all just me speculating, but when you start talking about buying this land out there with all these criminals, coyotes, and rug with a D, cartels, I find it interesting that that's where you chose to invest your coins. And specifically when in Little Rod's lawsuit, it said that he's known as the one that could get rid of anyone or anything. Okay? Hyper Rob says all people are sinners. Well, that's true. All people are sinners, and we all fall short of the glory of God. But all people are not doing the things that Diddy did. That's just a fact. Okay? Have you ever trafficked someone? I haven't. Have you ever gone upside somebody's head? Have you ever applied someone full of illegal substances to get them to do what you want them to do? Okay? Whether they initially agreed to it or not, when they got to a point that they didn't want to do it, that's when it all should have stopped. Okay? But again, they need to take accountability for the parts they played in it. Okay? So I'm just saying, honey, Diddy is going to be found guilty. Okay? They actually already have the RICO, like I have told you all. People keep saying that, oh, it's just domestic violence. It's just all about this man's sex life. Well, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree. It's about a whole lot more than that. And due to the evidence that has come out, due to the testimony that we've heard, Okay, the credible testimony that many of us have been listening to again and again and again from different people. Some of these people are telling the same exact stories. And some of these people don't even know each other. They didn't work for him at the same time. Some of their employments didn't even overlap. So these people are telling the same stories. When you listen to Jonathan Perez's testimony, it sounded credible. When you listen to David James, George Kaplan, Capricorn Clark, all of their testimony sounded credible to me, okay? And like I said, I thought it was interesting that Capricorn Clark was the one who made only like $65,000, and these men that worked for Diddy as assistants made a whole lot more than she did, and then she didn't even get her overtime pay or any of that. Okay, so let's not sit up here and act like Diddy's just some saint and that people are just doing him wrong, because in my opinion, Diddy brought a lot of this stuff on himself. Okay, he pissed off a lot of people. He did a lot of people dirty. At the end of the day, there is something called karma. We all know about the universal laws, okay? What goes around eventually comes back around, all right? That's just what it is. Diddy learned that evil from other evil people in the world. Well, here's the thing. We all can learn evil from other people, but guess what? It's our choice whether or not we want to engage in evil. I absolutely think that he learned it from other people. He's not the only one in the music industry or Hollywood in general that's behaving this way. There are other people doing the same thing. I find it interesting that no one's talking about Jimmy Iovine when his name was mentioned in an SCXual lawsuit about a year or so ago. You all remember I reported on it, and then his name came up in the Diddy trial, okay? And then remember, Capricorn Clark, she's the one that brought it up. When she said she went to him after she got fired from Diddy, was trying to get a job, and he told her, basically to keep Diddy's name out your mouth or it's not going to turn out good for you. Now, I took that as a threat, okay? So I'm sorry. What role does he play, if any? I'm not saying that he has any role in it, but I'm just saying I have several questions. Because why would he tell her that? Okay? It seems like there's a whole lot of these men that are male chauvinists, a whole lot of these men that do things, you know, that they think they can get away with it. It's called the casting couch in some cases. And other things, it's just basically them, you know, using women as objects, okay? And then because they know that they hold the power, that they hold all the cards, they can either make you or they can break you. And if you don't do what they want, or you turn on them or whatever, or say things to disparage them, they can have you absolutely blackballed and blacklisted. Okay, yes, Diddy's not the only one, but he's the one that's in that seat now, okay? We know how that works. See, this is what happens when you're somebody who looks like me and you want to play the same game that other people played, and then you think that you can keep getting away with it because other people who don't look like you get away with it. Well, eventually your day is going to come and the devil is going to want his due. Okay, so that's how that goes. I mean, you know, the victims do need justice, don't you think? The victims definitely do need justice. Okay? So, and right now, that's what they're hoping to get. Now, by the fact that juror number 6 is gone, that's another loss for Diddy's team. I'm going to see how this all plays out today, and I'll be back by the end of the day to give you all the full update on everything that's transpired. But right now, it's all basically the same old same. You know, like I said, we've heard all this before. So anyway, with that all been said, I love you all to life. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Thank you, Nicole, for your super chat donation, beloved. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, so I will see you guys later. Peace.